As you very well mentioned, now I have a very important responsibility that is chairing EDS. EDS is a student organization that was founded in 1961. So we are doing young student politics, while at the same time we have a very long history, and we have a strong alumni network. So the other day when I was here in our event, meeting with one of our Croatian alumni, he was explaining me that in the year 96, 97, he was already involved in EDS. This is pretty much the year I was born. I was born at the end of 1996. So I asked him how it is to do politics in the year that I was born. Did you have internet? And he said, no. We had to find one telephone for every event because it was very expensive. So, as you can imagine, this is a bit as a short story to explain what is the Gen YZ. We are a generation that are not used to these historical developments. We are native digital. We were born with internet, we were born with a lot of technology around us, 3G, 4G, 5G. We are still very young and adapting to this. So actually I see that most of our delegates are here. So I was expecting to talk a bit more about the Gen YC to some other people that could maybe that could maybe appreciate more the contrast. Because I wanted to ask the audience, who of you has used this kind of technology? This, I think it was a phone before. I think that was meant to watch movies. It was called VHS. This is what I have read in the history books. That was a phone. It was a very strange phone. Please raise your hands if you have ever used one of those. Wow. Wow, even the EDS delegates. Oh, I'm impressed. Apparently, this is a fax. I've always saw in business cards fax. And it's something that I have never used. Email, sometimes. Fax, never. And there is like a phone number close to it. For my generation, this is very prehistorical. Also this, it was called a Discman. My older sister had one of those. And it's in a closet, historical artifact. So we can pretty much say that all of this was enclosed in this tablet. This could have been me when I was younger, when I was a kid. It's not, it's a Google picture. But it represents very well what my generation is. If there is a word that distinguishes our generation, the Gen YZ, from other generations, is that we are accustomed to get things done immediately. We want something, we want it immediately. When we download an app, we can see how many seconds we still have to wait to can use the app. And these 5 seconds feel an eternity to us. This is a very important difference that I can see between other generations. We are not patient. We want to do things immediately. If we cannot start doing things immediately, then we don't do anything. We are angry. And this was a bit for the oldest part of the audience, like Javi. Like, okay, boomer, you got it. What we are looking for, my generation, is experiences. Immediate experiences. This is not just a phone. I will not say the brand. Everyone knows the brand. When we buy one of these phones, very expensive, we're investing in experiences. It's an experience that is all day long. We are using this phone as an all day long experience where we can watch movies, do amazing pictures, call our friends, do homework, use Microsoft applications like Word to create documents, to work, to do business calls, everything here in our pocket. This is an amazing experience, to be able to carry in our pocket all of these things that has not even half of the users that all the other pictures that I showed before. So we are a generation that doesn't care about commodities. We care about the experiences. This is one of the possible experiences that we will invest in rather than a commodity. So, to finish a bit and to close up and wrap up my speech and my talk, I was asked by the party to deliver to propose some commitments so that they are voted during the Congress and that they are approved and adopted by the new presidency of the party. And my talk was meant to be about and how to fight political apathy. I just explained what we want, what our generation seeks. And we want political experiences. We think that for us to vote a party, we need to feel a political experience. And what I propose here as commitments is first commitment related to human rights. I propose a European global action on human rights protection because our generation can't stand that there are human rights violations elsewhere in the world where our institutions have maybe interests and they don't speak about it. Our generation will not vote for a hypocrite. We have information that comes from all around the world. We have live information. So an experience that our generation wants to have is to know that our European institutions have a global action to defend human rights. A second commitment that is linked to higher education and research is a European scholarship system. Our generation looks for better education. We look to prepare ourselves. We have been told that if we study and we prepare a lot, then we will have nice positions and nice jobs. But then, at the end of the day, this is a very expensive education. And we want support from our institutions, from our governments, to have the best possible education, to innovate in the education and to make it more accessible. We don't want old school education. We want very new and innovative education that is supported by our governments so that we don't need to get bankrupted to study. The third thematic is gender equality. Our generation is really concerned about it. We live in a world that has done many improvements, but as you know, we want things immediately. We don't like improvements, we like big achievements. For us, it's paramount that there are effective measures to fight against the pay gap. Our institutions need to pay attention to this, and if our generation doesn't feel that there is enough attention to this, then we will still be politically apathetic. The last one is sustainability. One of the things that we like to do is to travel, to see what's around us. We are not only urban focused. We live in the cities, yes, but we like to visit the world. We like to know that we have beautiful lakes, beautiful seaside, like here in Croatia, in this beautiful country. But we need to support a more sustainable world, and we need to have our own voice as political party. So what we sustain is to promote new energy business models that will first enhance our economy and second, allow us to be proud of a more sustainable world. So, to wrap it up, we want more defense of the human rights, we want more investments in higher education and research, we want more measures to fight the gender inequality, and we want a more sustainable planet. Thank you very much to all of you, and I think that now is the Q&A session.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Carlo. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your last chance to ask a question in this session of the EPPtalks, Gen YZ. Are there any questions in the audience, or are you maybe exhausted by now? If I don't see any...
most of us, we have been together for 3 days now.
I see one here.
Carlo. My name is... I know your name is Carlo, thanks. So here is Carlo from Croatia, has a student association.
Yes, and I completely agree with you, and your presentation was very good. Just one question. Are you sure you have never seen a Discman?
Sorry?
Discman, no? For the CDs, for the music?
I am totally sure. And I once found a VHS in my home. This is a fact. I was very curious, a bit scared at the beginning, but
Okay, okay then.
I would maybe have a final question. As we know about the young generation in general, they are very active, socially active on social media mostly.
Yes.
And the title of your pitch is about apathy and political apathy. How can we bridge it? How can we use their social activism and make them more engaged in politics?
Well, as far as I know, in the early 2000s, when all the social media started to develop, politicians thought that the social media could be a way of having direct interaction with the voters, with the electors. And by this, I mean not only informing them about what they were doing, but having a direct interaction where there is a feedback coming from the voter and a direct reply from the politician. But it is so massive now, there are so many users that no one would believe a politician that is replying directly through the social media to the people, because everyone would know that it is his social media team, of course, and not himself. So I think that we have to create more attractive content. We have to create a narrative in the social media that is attractive to the young people to be there and watch it, and you know, almost as if it was a film, a movie. I'm talking about the form, not the content. We don't need to lose content to be better in social media. People like, actually, to have good content, but they want it well presented. They want high quality pictures, they want nice videos so that they can listen, they want to be informed of what the politician is doing, so they need to be very active to publish a lot of information and to do it with a coherent line.
Active and also authentic.
Yes.
As far as I understood
Yes.
what you meant, that before it sounded as if it's their team, but actually it has to be the politician himself.
Yes. Or at least to
herself.
look. If it's
Exactly.
him.
Thank you very much for excellent
Thank you.
presentation. Thank you, Carlo.
Thank you.
Please.